Hi there, I've gone live a little bit earlier today because I know it takes a couple of minutes for people to arrive. For anybody who is there, then welcome to our Yin Yang Yoga session. Yin Yang Yoga sessions are all about bringing two different approaches to yoga for balance. So the Yin Yoga, for anyone who doesn't know what Yin Yoga is where we are in poses in relative stillness for a number of minutes, and the Yang approach is more movement, active, generally more flowing. Yes, so that's the way that it works. Today we're going to be doing this week we have a theme on the hips and the legs. So today we will be focusing particularly on the legs, so the fronts, the backs, the outside and the inside thighs as well, in both, of course, in a yin way and in a yang way. Then on Wednesday in our short yin session, we will be working on the hips. And then Thursday in the longer 75-minute immersion yin yoga class, we will be focusing on both the legs and the hips, obviously completely through yin yoga. So that's the pièce de résistance of the week. So let's begin, because I can see some people are there. I want to start with the yin today. If you have tender, bony knees, then I would suggest you might want to use a blanket to put underneath your knees. We're going to start with swan, or sleeping swan, or active swan. You can choose. So start hands and knees, put something underneath the knees if they tend to dig into the floor. And then I want you to bring the right knee forward and then move it out to the side. It doesn't need to be at a right angle or anything, just out to the side. So where we want to feel the stretch in this yin pose is we want to feel it on the outside of the right leg. So you can be up here or you can fold forward. And if you're not really feeling that stretch, then I would suggest sitting down on your right hip, bringing that foot a little bit forward and then gingerly going back up, checking that the knee is okay, seeing if you've got that stretch there. Fold forward, try that, see if that works. Checking the knee is okay. If you're still not getting any stretch, you can go back down and do it again. Always checking the knee is okay. Keep trying that to get that mild to moderate stretch on the outside of the thigh. And also you can move the body if you want to. So perhaps moving a bit more to the right might give you more, or the left. Or perhaps you're wanting a bit less actually. So you can also move the torso to the position that suits you. Now, if you are fine here, then please stay here. We'll be here for just under 2 minutes. For anyone that whatever they do, it's giving you issues in the knee, then please move into a different pose. One that we did last week, square pose with the right leg in front. So crossing the legs, bringing the shins a bit forward, and then fold forward to feel the stretch, hopefully on the outside of the right leg. Again, you can play with the position of the body to feel that stretch. And then when you found it, just resolve to stay still for just over a minute here. Keep the muscles relaxed. And what we want to do in Yin Yoga is we want to really kind of marinate in the pose, in our sensations, in our feelings in the body. And in these Yin Yang Yoga sessions, we don't stay in the poses for as long as we would in a Yin class, generally around 2 minutes or so, a bit less. So it's more to give you a taster and to bring some balance to the yang part of the session. So just over another 10 seconds or so. Still keep the body relaxed. Keep the breathing natural. And then I want you just to slowly move back in your own way, whatever position you're in, including the other position, into hands and knees. And we're going to move directly into the next pose. So this time I want you to bring the left foot forward between the hands. Now you might want to use blocks for this, perhaps. So we're moving into dragon, and where we want to feel this here is the front of the right leg. So the quads, the hip flexors. So play with the position of that back leg. You can untuck the toe. If it's too much, then you can always bring the knee a bit further forward. If you want more, you can push it further back. Now, as I said, if you got your fingertips on the floor and you wanted to rest your hands on something, you can always rest your hands on blocks. And if for any of you, you're finding that you're really not getting any stretch in that back leg, then you can always move the position of the front leg to see if you can drop deeper into the pose. Some people may go down on their elbows, some people may go down on the floor. And here we're going to stay for about 1.5 minutes. And it can, as all poses, after a bit of time, as you relax into them and as gravity brings you deeper into them, they can get more intense. So if you find that you start tensing the muscles and that it's got too intense for you, then just adjust the pose a bit. So for example, bring that back leg a bit further in, or perhaps that front leg more towards the body, if it gets too intense. This is the yin part of the practice. So although dragons can be challenging, they are for me, you still want to keep the body relatively relaxed to be able to get into that connective tissue of the back leg. So we've got about another half a minute. Before we move into a brief rebound. Okay, so what I want you to do is gently, your leg may be feeling fragile. Coming back, move into a child's pose for a rebound of around 1 minute. Putting the arms wherever you want, elbows on the floor, arms stretched out, doesn't matter. Just into a relaxed pose, noticing the effects on that right leg of those first 2 poses. So let's move on to the other side. So we're going to start again in swan, so back on hands and knees. Bend the left knee, well it's already bent, but bring the left knee to the outside of the left hand. Push the right leg back. You may start to feel a stretch on the hip flexors of the right leg actually. Is this the wrong way round? It is, isn't it? No, that's right, that's right. So the left leg is forward. And as I said, you can adjust the position of the foot, but I would suggest if you're going to do that, sit down on the left hip and then adjust the position of the foot. And of course, if it's too much, then you can always move the foot back towards the groin. And then you can fold forward, adjusting the position of the torso if you need to. It doesn't need to be straight. By all means, it can be on the side. And we'll stay here for around 2 minutes. And in the same way as before, if that wasn't working for you, did I even show you Eye of the Needle last time? Sorry if I didn't. I don't think I did. Then this is your other option, is Eye of the Needle, bringing the knees in. I think I started talking about it, but didn't tell you. Sorry. And then you're going to put the left ankle on the right knee. You can have the right foot on the floor, or you can bring the right knee in, holding on to the outside of that knee or the inside of that knee. So that is the other option. Square, I showed you, or you can do the other side of square. Sorry. So 3 options there, all for the same target area, which is the outside of the left leg. So let's stay for another minute or so. I will stop talking and allow you just to relax into your experience. Okay, so then we're going to come back up again, move on to hands and knees, slowly onto hands and knees. And then we're going to move directly into dragon. So we're bringing the right foot between the hands. And then we're pushing that left leg out so that we can feel a stretch on the front of the left leg, the quads, the hip flexors. Put your hands on something if you want to. And as I mentioned, if you want to take the right foot this time outside the hands, if that gives you a better stretch in that left leg, then by all means do that. Remember, this is yin, so we're relaxing the muscles rather than keeping them strong. We're trying to get past the muscles, actually. And if we tense the muscles, then we can't get past them, because all the stress will go to the muscle in that case. So just see if you can release for around 1 minute and 20 seconds. Closing your eyes if that's comfortable. Remember that we shouldn't be forcing anything. We should be going with our bodies, relaxing into a pose, stressing the body, but by relaxing into it. So let's move back again, gently. You may feel fracture in that back leg. That's very, very possible. And then once more move into child's pose, whatever form of that is most relaxed for you. Feel the area that we just stimulated. So feel the left leg now compared to the right leg. And now we're going to move on to the yang part, so the more active part. Focus more on the muscles. Hands on the floor and slowly in your own way, keeping the knees bent if you want to. Let's just move into a down dog position. You can pedal the feet, just moving the legs, feeling the stretch in the legs, the strength in the legs, the backs of the thighs, maybe the calves. Pushing the heels towards the floor. They don't need to touch the floor, but just so you can feel that stretch in the backs of the legs. Pushing the hands into the floor, bringing the shoulder blades together. Next out breath, walk to the front of the mat. And then roll up to the center. So I want to start this bit with a bit of shaking. Sorry, just saw my pants out. So, I want you just to start just by bouncing. So we're gonna get the whole body, get all the tissues moving, get all the fascia kind of sliding all over each other. This can actually be really good just first thing in the morning. And if you want a bit of energy. So let the arms loose, shaking the arms, letting the head loose. And then you can start raising the heels a bit if that's okay on the knees. Maybe twisting a bit, shaking the legs. Shaking the arms. Okay, and then I want you just to swing right and left so that we're coming into the center. And you can start raising the heels if you want, seeing how that changes the twist. And then just coming smaller and smaller until you're back into the center. And then I want you to separate the legs, bend the knees, and then the same thing, just shaking. And you can move a bit from side to side. Just keep this organic. Okay. And then we're just going to move into some more leg poses. So stretch up, bend the knees again, bring the elbows down and look up. So bringing the shoulder blades together. Stretch up, straighten the legs, fold forward. Now you can take the heels out so that the feet are straight here. Separate the position of the legs if you want to. If you want to feel more stretch on the inside thighs, you can separate the legs a bit more. As you breathe in, Then I want the top of your head to come forward, the back is flat, and then fold forward again. Now walk the hands to the right side, bending the right knee. The left leg is straight, so you can feel a stretch on the inside thigh. And then walk over to the left, same thing. You can bring that right foot up. Back to the center, fold forward again. Stretch up, stretch the arms up. Now this time we're going to go to the right, warrior to the right. Arms come out, bend that front knee. Back leg is straight, front knee is bent. And then we're going to twist, keeping the arms as they are, twist to that side, and that back foot goes up on the ball. Keep those legs straight, sorry, not straight, keep them strong. Stretch up again, and then same thing, elbows down, drop down, but keep the legs strong. Opening up the chest, stretch up, drop down, elbows come down, opening up the chest, one more time, stretch up. Elbows come down, open up the chest, maybe a slight back bend, but keep the legs strong. One more time, stretch up, and then back into warrior two. Reposition if you need to. Breathe in. Now as you breathe out, then I want you to bring the right elbow onto the right knee. Keep both legs strong again, and then stretch the left arm up. And breathe. Legs are strong. Adjust the legs if they aren't feeling right, particularly if anything's pinching or stabbing anywhere. And the same with the shoulder. If you're feeling any pinching here, just move the arm a bit forward or back. Breathe in. Breathe out, bring that arm down, and again, twist to the right. Going up on that back toe, and this time we're going to bring the right arm up. Now the left arm can be on the floor, or it can also be in a block here. Keep the arms up, keep the legs strong. Keeping that twist in the body, feeling how it is in the legs. Next out breath. Arm comes down again, in breath, then back to warrior two. Stretch the arms up, straighten both legs. Back to warrior two. Breathe in, stretch the arms up, straighten the legs. Back to warrior two. Breathe in, straighten the arms and the legs, and then fold forward. So again, you can adjust the feet so that the feet are straight so that you can feel it on the inside thighs. Go to flat back and then fold forward on the out breath. And again, this time walk to the left, bend that left knee, straighten the right leg, feel the stretch on the inside thigh, and then walk to the other side, bringing the foot up, so that you can feel a stretch on the inside thigh. Fold forward again, stretch up, and then go to warrior two on the left side. Adjust the legs if you need to. Breathe. On the next out breath, left knee, left elbow on left knee. Look up to the right arm, stretch the right arm up, keeping the strength in the legs. Next out breath, bring that arm down, and then twist, go onto the ball of that back foot, and twist to the other side. So left arm comes up. Stretch the left arm up, right hand is on the floor or on a block. Strong legs, particularly that back leg, and just breathe here. Next out breath, bring that arm down. And then again, back to warrior two. Adjust the legs. Breathe in, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Breathe out, back to warrior two. Breathe in, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Breathe out, back to warrior two. Breathe in, both feet, toes are pointing forward, stretch up, fold forward, flat back, fold again, stretch up, bend the elbows, bring the heels in, and come down. Stretch up, and then just bring the arms down, and then toe heel to the center. And that's it for our yang part. So let's move into our final Shavasana, which you can do lying or seated. So just make your way slowly onto the floor, just for these last few minutes. Getting comfortable, seeing how the body feels, particularly the legs. So whether you're seated or lying, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out through the mouth. And just allow the body to relax for this last couple of minutes, about 3 minutes. And let it take in the effects, the balancing effects of the yin and the yang. And pay particular attention to the legs, just noticing how they feel. So in around 20 seconds, I'm going to ring the bell. And don't move until you hear the sound. Then take your time. And if you're not already in a seated position, then just make your way back up to join me. So when you're back to your seated position, then just close your eyes for a couple of moments before you move on to the next part of your day. Notice how you're feeling. Perhaps you might feel a bit more balanced. Perhaps not. I hope so. And then bring the arms out to the sides. Up in the air, palms together. And then down in front of the face, grazing the forehead, the nose, the chin. To settle in front of the heart. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you will join me on Wednesday for our Yin Yoga, short Yin Yoga session for the legs, for the hips, and then perhaps the long Yin Yoga class on Thursday, specifically for the hips and the legs. You are welcome, Carol. And just to let you know, I'm choosing to ignore other irrelevant messages that may have popped up. Not you, Carol, at all. And I hope you'll join me in that. Thank you very much for coming, and see you next time.